Hello everyone. In this part 5th of limits and derivatives, I'll explain you about the concepts of existence of some special limits. To understand this part, we have to remember this thing. If the left hand limit x tends to a minus fx and the right hand limit x tends to a plus fx are equal, we will call that common value as limit of fx at x is equals to a and denoted by limit x tends to a fx. In other words, we can say if we are finding and we are observing that left hand limit of any function and the right hand limit of any functions are equal, then we will say that the limit x tends to a fx exists, and whatever value is coming, that is the value of the function at that limit. And if left hand limit is not equals to right hand limit, then we will say that limit does not exist. Now, how will we solve the questions? Look at this thing with these examples. Question number 1, we have to find out limit x tends to 1 fx, where fx is given we have x square minus 1 if x is less than and equals to 1, and this is x minus x square minus 1 if x is greater than 1. It means we have to check the limit at x is equals to 1. So for this, first of all we will check left hand limit. Left hand limit means limit x tends to 1 minus fx. This is the indication of left hand limit. Now x less than 1, what we are observing function is this one. So what we will do in this case, we will take the function limit x tends to 1 minus and the function is x square minus 1. Now we will say put x is equals to 1 minus h. If left hand limit, we will put x is equals to 1 minus h. If right hand, we will put x is equals to 1 plus h. If we are calculating at any other point, suppose 0, then this becomes 0 minus h and right hand limit 0 plus h. Why we are putting this thing? Because if we are doing this part, it means if x tends to 1, it implies that h tends to 0. So in all questions, if we are putting this part, then limit h tends to remain always 0. So no need to check again and again in all the questions. Directly we will write down limit h tends to 0 and this become 1 minus h whole square minus 1. Now here we are observing if we will put direct h tends to 0, it is not going to form the indeterminate form. So this become 1 minus 1 0. Now right hand limit means limit x tends to 1 plus fx and limit x tends to 1 plus fx. What is the function in this part? This one only. So we will write down limit x tends to 1 plus and the fx is minus x square minus 1. Now we will put x is equals to 1 plus h, and once we will put x is equals to 1 plus h, then this become limit h tends to 0 1 minus 1 plus h whole square minus 1. Now if we will put h tends to 0, this become 1 square means this is minus 1 minus minus this is minus 2. Now what we are observing, because left hand limit is not equals to right hand limit, therefore we can say limit x tends to 1 fx does not exist. In this case, limit is not existing because left hand limit is not equals to right hand limit. If suppose right hand limit also 0, then we will say that the limit exists and the value of this limit x tends to 1 fx is 0. But here we will say limit x tends to 1 fx does not exist. So this is the procedure to check that limit x tends to a fx in general exists or not. Now let's start to do the solution of question number 2. Now in question number 2, we have to find limit x tends to 0 fx, where fx is equals to modulus of x. We know very well modulus of x is defined by fx is equals to x and minus x. X is if x greater than and equals to 0, and this is if x less than 0. So first of all, we will find out left hand limit. Left hand limit is equals to limit x tends to 0 minus fx. For 0 minus fx less than 0, we have function is equals to limit x tends to 0 minus x. Now put x is equals to 0 minus h. It means this become limit h tends to 0, and this is 0 minus h. Now once we will put the limit, so left hand limit is 0. Now come to the right hand limit. Right hand limit means this is equals to limit x tends to 0 plus fx. It means this is limit x tends to 0 plus, what is the value of this function at this greater than and equals to 0? X only. So we will say this become limit h tends to 0 and x is 0 plus h. Now once we are putting this value, this is also 0. Now you will say because left hand limit is equals to right hand limit, therefore limit x tends to 0 fx exists and is equals to 0 and is equals to 0. So this is the way to solve the questions whenever we have this type of some special limits. Question number 3 is most important. In this question number 3, what they are saying, suppose we have the function is defined in such a way, and it is also given limit x tends to 1 fx is equals to f1. What are the possible values of a and b? So because limit x tends to 1 fx is already equals to f1, it implies that limit x tends to 1 minus fx must be equals to limit x tends to 1 plus fx is equals to f1. This will be the equation number 1. It means we have already given left hand limit is equals to right hand limit is equals to f1. In this situation, we have to find out the possible values of a and b. Now first of all, we will calculate limit x tends to 1 minus fx. It means we are going to calculate left hand limit. For less than function is this. It means this become limit x tends to 1 minus a plus bx. Now we will put x is equal h. We will put for left hand limit x is equals to 1 minus h. It means this become h tends to 0 a plus b into 1 minus h. Now if we will put h tends to 0, what this become? A plus b. Now we will calculate right hand limit. Limit x tends to 1 plus fx. It means this is equals to limit x tends to 1 plus, for right hand part, what is the function? B minus ax. Again put x is equals to 1 plus h. It means this become h tends to 0 b into b minus a into 1 plus h. Now what this become? B minus a, and we are observing f1 is already 4. So we will say from equation 1 what we are getting, we will say correct, we will get from equation 1 a plus b is equals to b minus a is equals to 4. Now solve this part. It means we have a plus b is equals to 4 minus a plus b is equals to 4. Solve this thing on addition. 2b is equals to 8. It means b is equals to 4. Now because a plus b is equals to 4, b is already 4. It means a is equals to 0. Therefore we have a is equals to 0 and b is equals to 4 as an answer. In this way, you have to do the practice for other questions. Don't forget to give the answer of this question in comment box. This part to check the existence of some special limits is very important. Thanks and God bless you.